impressive looking for org team later down the line. So I mean, that really does open up some opportunities with their side of the bracket in particular to cause some chaos and maybe find themselves in the upper bracket final pretty quickly.
Yeah, that could be a really big surprise. Just imagine Nouns making the grand final. Obviously, though, NRG versus Blue Jays are probably the two top dogs in this side of the bracket. So Nouns have definitely got to show their stuff if they want to give some belief to the community that this name give one last ride here in ECL playoffs. We've seen them for so many years at this point, and hopefully not a tearful goodbye.
Yeah, we'll get to find out here pretty quickly on the pistol. Ready to hop into action, and so far, already some tears for Classy. I was hoping he could get some utility down, but he gets blasted. The smoke falls to the floor, and that also gives a good indicator as to where this play's heading. But they're going in towards Temple instead. They're avoiding the A-side stack and hitting the right bomb site. Sandman's got to be careful, fight on a couple different fronts. They're rotating off of A now.
They're going back?
And they're going A.
And they juked him out again. They just juked out 4 players from the A site into B. And incredibly, Junior even gets a kill on the way back out. Junior up top in heaven, gets another one, pops a second with the P250. Momo up close as well. Creates this high-low setup that is so difficult to deal with. Seb in the 2v2. He's looking for targets. Sandman, though, getting hunted down, but he picks off Cryptic. Can Junior get another? He's running out of bullets, but he does put one in the back of the dome, and now he's running away. Seb, without a kit, just trying to go for the full-on stick on the defuse. Junior running, pistol out, and will hand out the 4th P250 headshot for Nouns.
So good in the clutch right there is Junior, and he already gets to show it right there with the 1v2 to open things up. But not only that, the way that they aggress here, the way that they call out this round, it doesn't seem like they've skipped a beat. I know this team just played with a different roster in a different event, but coming into this matchup, already being able to adapt on the fly, get a little bit loose with the structure, and overcome the adversity of that 4v5 with the player with utility dropping first. That's a very difficult task that Nouns managed to make look easy.
I mean, Cryptic's been doing this for ages out here in North American Counter-Strike. He's had to run a lot of teams, adapt on the fly, obviously with the boss roster that made the RMRs of days gone by. He knows how to work on the fly, and his teammates still respect his work. I think Cryptic has definitely had a tough time since he's joined Nouns and in-game leading these group of players. It's kind of different to the teams he played on previously, specifically, back on Boss. He's playing with a roster that was crafted for him. He wanted those players to play on. Now, having to join a different system here in Nouns hasn't netted the same results, but he's still got quality players on his team. A triple kill from Klassia into the A site. And that just leaves Consi 1v5.
The way they handled that A aggression, just beautiful. Consi gonna get leveled out there, so he can't hold on to anything either. But you're exactly right. I think the biggest point of interest that I had when Cryptic initially joined this Nouns roster is the Adren partnership there, the pairing that they would have together. Mm-hmm. And that no longer the case, even though I really do like the system that Adren had instilled. I like the way that he's able to coach teams and the amount of strategic input that he has. Maybe not the easiest for Cryptic to get adapted to. With his style there, having to get used to a coach that I think is a really hands-on approach. Whereas now, again, the fact that Adren no longer on this team, you can kind of get back to that loose structure that he's very comfortable with. And even more so, again, the leash kind of let off of his ability right there. It's back to, winning every matchup in front of you. And Cryptic does that well.
Even the last few bullets of the MAC-10 gets a goose down range, too. I mean, yeah, he was always touted as, like, the top fragging IGL here in North America. But, you know, you definitely play with a little bit more stress when you've got an organization next to you, right? Kind of following you around, checking into your results. It's definitely a different environment for Cryptic joining up with this Nouns roster. I mean,
an organization that, you know, when they are funding you, you see the tangible votes right in front of your eyes, you know. That's the pressure just amplified because you just get to see the trust that's placed into you. Usually that's at least kept under, you know, private conversations, which again was a really cool system, but can be incredibly stressful, I'd imagine. There you go, Brett.
All right.
Able to open things up there.
Wide swinging down in the E-box. And hop shot missed from Consti. Momo swings too wide. So 4 versus 5, definitely still a playable round as the defense gets thinned out. All across the map, you've only got Consti to control middle, while pressure being applied on every site. 4v5 for Nouns, but weirdly, their map control is pretty excellent.
Yeah, peeping early sacrifice, but they are able to establish a nice foothold. Now it is trying to be pulled back, potentially with a little bit of E-box pressure here. See if Brett ever turns the corner and try and peeking to Canals. He's slowly giving his team more and more information as time goes on. Doesn't spot anything, and you can see the A-side stack that now leans because of it. Execution looking strong, though. They still got some good utility to toss out. Flashes and counter utility, though, put on display to keep them at bay here. Seb looking to avoid some of that utility, and they just can't make it out of A main. The utility too strong. The flashes continue to rain in their face, and now the flank is coming through here. Now the op is posted up. Gonna be near impossible to get by here. And Junior gonna look to try and do anything parting, but won't be able to give any gifts out. It's gonna be a nice round to open things up onto.
Yeah, I mean, Nouns still gave themselves a chance, but Cryptic is only lurking a mid with a Mat 10. If he wins that duel, the whole site breaks open. You don't get that high-low crossfire that 3 players in A main have to charge into. This is really it. Mason also didn't have head Kevlar. One goosh of that Mac 10 and he's done. So 4v5 situation looked bleak, but Nouns did have an avenue in. This time now, Junior will bring out the AWP, and we have the full purchase, the full commit here from this Nouns lineup, and it starts off with Peeping threading a headshot onto Brett. And the pressure's on here for the defense. Flashbang forward. Consti's going to step onto the op angle. In the meantime, Momo sneaking around onto Pizza, or at least thinking about it. 4 versus 5, maybe the risk not necessary. He's just waiting for his teammates to group up.
Yeah, good bit of patience right there shown. As you said, trying to lurk about. Get some access, but you don't want to give that advantage on back. Pete being able to run back that duel versus Brett says, give me a second shot at that one. Gives him the advantage, and we're back to this double E-box setup. That Molly is going to force him to dance if it's thrown, but Peeping holds on to it. Mason gets a freebie, and now the execution going to come through, but multiple Mollies tossed out, not even respected, though. Momo tries to move forward. The rest of his team stuck behind this utility once again. They can't make it past until finally Cryptic unleashes, but Sandman holding the line, not going to let them slide. They know there's more around the corner, and damage being done here. It's Classy trying to chase down Mason, but no access granted, and Mason just keeps swinging there. Junior was expecting some other angle, but everyone was tucked in towards E-box, and it's handled effectively in recovery for Vagrants.
Yeah, right now, Vagrants are shooting pretty hard at the moment. Despite the opening pick there from Peeping, the double E-box setup was unable to be broken throughout that entire round. Just one Molotov, one extra flashbang inside of the E-box channel, but Nouns really wanted to take the fight. They had a 4v5, they had an advantage, didn't want to give them time to rotate, but now getting picked apart here. The Vagrants defense gives it an opener here by Consti's AWP, and Nouns another 4v5.
Yeah, I'll have to pull this one back here. Peeping looking to do just that, getting a little bit aggressive towards A main this go around. Again, can be a big piece of the puzzle. They've got to be able to connect on some of these fights, though. And Cryptic has a very quick mid lurk, covered by the op. He can't land the shot yet, walks right into his crosshair. Consti giving him multiple openers now. HE damage done here. The utility's been fantastic from Vagrants and can't get any motion going. A peek into Consti's op again. He won't miss. Beautifully handled. Classy left wondering what happened to his team. They just evaporated. And Seb and the rest of the gang got a boxed in. He managed to sneak his way out towards Pillar, but now I think he's been spotted. And he'll be dealt with there with everyone surviving. Vagrants are handling business nicely. That's a good, nice way to continue to keep the ball moving right there, especially in flawless fashion. Perfectly handled. Opening pick there, offered up by Consti. Honestly, an op that I was a little bit concerned about here for Vagrants. I feel like sometimes he has maps where nothing hits for him, but this is really good. He's positioning well. He's landing those easy shots, and again, I think Consti, never an issue about positioning. I think it's always been about his accuracy for himself as an opper, and already showing that when he hits, he can really string rounds together for his team. And Brett, this unrelenting, super forward facing inside of the smoke, now looking to press the issue on a eco round. They move past each other, but Brett able to recover just nicely and provide a little extra damage.
And Consti just get some more target practice in here too. Mo does come through with one deagle headshot at the very end, but Consti really warming up with the AWP. And just constant opening picks, and Vagrants are coming through with the conversions. They're playing pretty seamless Counter-Strike here. You know, sometimes you worry that getting a 5v4 and someone's going to give up the game, but Vagrants, after they get their opening pick, really just turtle back up onto the sites. They say, hey, we can win our 2v4s or 3v4s. And credit to them, definitely the performance is high. And the swing here from
the shots,
Brett.
back it up.
Yeah, exactly what I'm saying. They're playing high caliber Counter-Strike against high caliber players.
Yeah, that's what they need to do here. Again, there's a golden opportunity in this side of the bracket for them to, you know, with their full-fledged roster, to step up to the plate and impress, and looking to take advantage of that here in the opening matchup versus Nouns is a good sign. Everything connecting here, but there's some space. Finally, Consti misses once, but run down eventually. Site being taken control. This E-box aggression from Brett could bail out the A main control that they do possess, and they'll continue to have that in this post plant now as the numbers get punched in. All three players on the flank right now, all from one direction. We'll see if Nouns are aware of that. They have to be panicking about every possible location. The op being tossed into Peeping's hands with low HP takes it out of the hands of Junior, who can be so effective. And now he's stuck. He needs some help. He needs a flashbang or something. Flash goes in. Junior continues to hold. He steps out for the fight there. Quick kill in a second. A chance as he spots out the third as well. Peeping not going to hold the line though. Staying back, staying passive, and he lands a shot to close it out. A big-time play from Peeping and Junior combining their effort for the fourth round now.
The support play was excellent. Junior calling in flashbang after flashbang. The first one gets him into the pillar position, which I thought was just obscene, right? In that kind of situation. But stepping forward and taking that space and keeping them at the bottleneck, stopping them from fanning out across the site, allowed both players to line up their crosshairs in the right spot. The forward positioning of the 2v3 works out with the excellent communication here for Nouns. Dead team, you may say, but Com's very alive. Boost up. Ooh. And a great pick.
I love that right there. Consti constantly putting himself in the forefront of these fights. Beautiful opener on the boost. And another 4v5 to work with for Vagrants. They've been having that luxury quite a bit so far. Add another one to the tally. Has put Nouns on the back foot pretty consistently in these gun rounds here.
Yeah, it's a simple read on the default. You're expecting only one person in B main. You can go for plays like that. Obviously, if there's, you know, the potential of players around the corner, would typically be too big of a risk. But proper read here from Vagrants with the opening pick, but cryptic. taking space of his own, but you can see what Vagrants are doing here on CT side. Anubis, they're stacking up the sides. Brett sure isn't, though. He commits his life to the cause. He still takes a kill. And that prompts a reaction here out of the Vagrants. Classia unblinded, but Seb still gets the kill. And now peeping. Awkward angle. And Seb combined with Sandman. Vagrants locking swords so excellently in all of these rounds. This is a coordinated defense.
Yeah, coordinated defense is exactly right there. The way that they join their efforts and even understand the vulnerabilities right there. Cryptic, you know, starting to scale there in a very effective position, but then they queue up the A aggression right there to disrupt. Perfectly understanding that that B site was vulnerable. If they let them execute through E-Box, that is a very, very challenging site to hold right there with Cryptic on that mid lurk. So I think just excellent understanding of where the pressure points could be coming in from, where the defaults coming through, as you highlighted. And Vagrants are capitalizing on this CT side of Anubis here early on, setting the tone.
B split off the rip. This nade, though, is going to sour the mood as players out in the open, but a team flash ruins it for Vagrants. On peeping, did singe in the molly. Flashbang through, but Brett behind the smoke will get caught. Peeping, first bullet out the Tech 9, closing the distance to the op, but Sandman's got the coverage. This comes down to Consti here. They're already advancing on the site, and he hits a quick flick. A 1v1 now. Seb, fast in rotation, and Junior's been armed with his signature weapon. A 1v1. Bomb on his back. He's looking for that A rotate, but he sees nothing here from E-Box. What will the play be here from Junior? An open road available.
Open path right now. Opponent also starting to jump a little bit on this rotate. Seb still planting his feet on this B side of the map, though. Might look to shift things up, going towards middle. Junior now with a small window of opportunity to try and capitalize. But when he gets the numbers punched in, he's going to have time to get himself in a pretty stable position. As if Seb never moves. Junior wants the whole map right now. He wants to give himself a lot of space. And as he clears out Temple,
15.
This is information. But now Seb, is he looking to jump on this rotate?
10 seconds. Seb did not hear the bomb plan. This allows Junior to get a great position. But Seb has a kit, so he can shift block the whole way. But eventually, as Junior clears out his backline here in E-Box, he can zone in onto the fight. Bomb planted out in the open, but Junior does not have any armor. He needs to be quick on the shot, and Seb's just gonna stick it. Seb's just gonna stick the whole thing in front of Junior, and he's gonna get it at the last second. Junior never swung. Milliseconds too late, and Vagrants rip away around.
Such a good move right there. Bomb planted in a very awkward location right there for Junior. He establishes himself in a good position, but can't really support that bomb coverage. And Seb, that is so bold right there to stick it right in his face. But best possible option, Junior with the op. Managing to connect so close to landing that shot before the defuse comes off, but not able to do so. That is brutal.
I mean, he didn't plant in a spot where he had vision on the bomb. Now it still can take his AWP forward, though. He saved it from the previous round and will just snipe a shot onto Brett. Clotheslined. And done. Reaction, though, out of A main. A quick 1-for-1. And pressure's still on. Seb could keep advancing. Oh, but Sandman inside of this smoke. Sides turned and gets a double. Junior misses. Sandman still alive. The double kill keeps Consti in the round. They don't know quite where he is. So Junior's going to return.
Have to get past Junior's op.
Is he going to swing this? I think he might. Consti's patience is not going to pay off. No swing means no round for Consti. He's keeping the op.
Just look for the exit. Junior, is he going to give him it? Safety towards B main. Certain death around the corner. He's made a really good decision not to swing that and that sort of safety. put Nouns right back on top. Junior instant redemption as he misses out on that clutch, but then brings it to an opening pick in the next breath. That's exactly what you need, a quick bounce back right there. Things get a little awkward, but good decision making, good enough trades in the early stage, and that opening pick doing a whole lot for his team. Fantastic job there from Junior.
Brett's been really disrespectful of the AWP in that E-box position. We've been seeing him wide swing it just about every round and sacrificing himself for information. He's been getting way too much done from that spot. Finally, about time he gets punished.
Yeah, he's been bold. I mean, Peeping got him once, and now Junior gets him again there. He's been very willing to put his life on the line right there, and it's for good reason. I think they always have a reaction if he falls. That A main aggression then gets triggered, and that sort of push and pull is super promising.
Mason
again back to the same main aggression. That flash goes over the head right there. Clasia on blind will have himself an easy opener.
Yeah, and I think they just want to go. Seb, only thing stopping 5 Nouns players from charging him down is one smoke. He's got a molly, but playing so close like that, I don't think he'll have a chance to even deploy it. And Seb looking for info. Finds a player instead, and Classy with the double entry should lock this one up. Unless Consti doesn't even want to sacrifice himself. Well, it is last run of the half, so why not a highlight? That he won't find. Mova's already on the site. Headshot's easy, and the round should settle. 6-6. All I can say here, Cole, is it could have been worse.
Yeah, I think you're happy with that on the CT side. If you're Nouns, you got to figure things out pretty quickly right there, and you lost a pretty difficult clutch. So 6-6, not the end of the world. Well, handshakes on this half. Both teams having something to be proud about, and Brett looking to save some KD here.
Looks like it.
Respect.
You sure respect?
Deserved for an IGL, you know.
He will add one more. Enters into freeze frame here. It's 6-6.
No one can get him. He's safe.
I mean, fiery half, including a fiery start here. We had some good mid-rounding coming through from Cryptic throughout this half. But at the end of the day, it wasn't enough to beat some of the strong firepower and the coordinated defense here from Vagrants. We got a 6-all half. And Vagrants, with the luxury of being able to pick into Nouns' worst map in their pool, have at least gotten themselves a 6-6. Some nice little pocket plays have come through from their CT defense. Can they bring it home on the offense in what probably would be considered an upset? Nouns, of course, they're in their last ride here in ESL Challenger League. They will be parting ways at the end of the season, but that's not to underestimate the caliber of these players.
Yeah, and again, you know, the cohesion that this roster still has with the history, you know, that's still a luxury that you bring to the table, which is something that they'll hopefully lean on as they enter into playoffs in a decent position. We'll see what they can do. I mean, look at this setup. A lot of cohesion in the defense early on. Junior will pluck one out. One did make it down in towards E-Box, but this seems like a trap right now set up for Junior. They'll look to collapse, but Junior springs onto them instead. And he knocks down everyone, including the bomb, dropping to the floor right there. Control had now for the Nouns camp, and a good setup on this B side. Sandman able to isolate it somehow. Bomb still down in towards middle. Sandman never actually got a visual on Momo, so he could still look to surprise.
Yeah, I think Momo knows he has a timing as well onto Sandman too. So he is going to begin his own chase, and that should lock in the round. Junior spotting. Sees the bomb has been picked up. Swings. Ooh. But just needing to buy time here for this flank of Momo. He misses though, no. And he gets cleared, and he's done. Oh, Vagrants, they steal the round. Oh, avert your gaze, everybody.
That is brutal right there. What a just horrific sequence right there from Momo. That is just tragic. Having the flank, watching your teammate die, and then knowing that you have the timing, but then you're just showing up a little late. You lose your teammate before that even happens. Or at least one of them, Junior, falls very quickly. And then when you finally do pull off the flank and you have a chance to be a hero, it just comes up short. You miss your shot right there. That's got to be so incredibly infuriating right there for Momo and the rest of the Nouns camp. Ooh, flashbang though, no! Looking for some redemption. No way! He dances inside the safety of this smoke, and Cryptic looking to get punished. Trying his desperately to pull this one back, but it will not be afforded. Mason whips out his sidearm for the closing kill. And a 4v5 with the perfect setup right there.
Oh, this ain't good. Well, the kill and plus the follow-up, sure. The full wall bang there from Junior. And then Sandman has no idea what's coming. But 3 players pop out of A main. This will be a post play here on the A site. Peeping does need to hold his ground alongside Junior to keep the hopes of a retake here. Bomb to be planted on a bit of a delay. And Nouns begin their assembly, ready to flood through the storage and camera. Brett with his back to a smoke. He just gobbles the flashbang. He will strafe down into the site to escape these angry pistols. Brett tapping away, but does not hit anything. It comes down to Seb here on the site. His teammates got his cross, though, playing well off of each other. Seb needs the quad kill, but he switches back to the Glock, and neither player can do it until Seb on the 15th bullet onto Classy will get it.
Oh my god.
What is happening?
Just the scrappiest, messiest CS right there, but it's Vagrants that survive. They scraped their way through this one, battered and bruised, and just about close it.
Oh my god.
I don't know how is nobody connecting anything? Oh boy. Well, Nouns paying the ultimate price for that. They're going to keep on force buying though. This is kind of what I expect out of a team that is hopping into this playoffs a little bit. I would say unsure about their future, or maybe sure about their future, but sure that this isn't their future with this current team. And that can be challenging, but the way that they're losing rounds, it's that much more challenging.
I mean, when one person survives, you can still break the T-side economy. You don't really want to give them a freebie. Nouns choosing to keep the pressure on. But I'm not sure how much pressure they're really putting on when The shots just ain't hitting like that.
Yeah, you gotta capitalize on the moment. I'm with you though, right? Then
Oh,
theory
how did the shot miss?
must have been movement right there. I don't know.
Okay, on the third
At
go.
least something connects.
Like,
Oh, Brett has to dart out of there. He's not going to get any help either. They're fully focused on controlling this A side and jumping around the corner. Mason stays mobile.
dog.
Oh my god, he actually got away with that spot. Oh no. Now Classy it. Oh, can't connect with the Deagle.
Ah!
He eventually does. He locked it in.
Sure.
Easy. Easy as can be.
Oh, just nothing is hitting, man. Junior's first shot goes into the nether. But then he gets a weakness potion splashed on him and only deals 25 damage with this scout. The third one hits onto Brett, but it's not enough for the kill because he still gets one. Oh my goodness. And Classy as Deagle will not connect. I think Junior's position is also known inside of the cave. I think Brett might have heard the scope in. Whatever the case.
Hold on. Tough second half here to start things off. This is, again, going to be pretty difficult to recover mentally from. They got to call it I guess another half by PP getting a little bit of investment and then the Junior save. You can get something rolling, but the good news is for Vagrants right now that Nouns, who have such sharp mechanical players that have such good pieces, are just not connecting right now. That's a huge advantage.
They're throwing at a full-blown A-side execute, though, but, yeah, definitely would be a bit of an overcommitment with your players still defaulting across the map. Nouns got nothing better to do in this round but stack a site. They don't have any utility. They can't really take any map control. It will take an incredible shot. And that Deagle shot into Seb was not a headshot. But he's whittling away. 4 more swings and you'll get him.
Just never give up. Gotta keep on fighting right there. Dude, pressure the A and B side now. Peeping with a big double right there. Looking to turn around on its side. Picks up a gun as well. And it's going to keep them away from A. The issue is, fortunately for this Vagrant squad, they have a backup plan right now. They're going to hit the other bomb site for free. There's no resistance here ready to go other than Junior very passive and towards CT. So a free bomb plant now. And it will still be a post plant.
This is actually winnable with Peeping picking up 2 flashbangs from his slain enemies. He hands them over to Junior and he's here to win the whole damn round. Peeping. First flashbang goes forward. Where's the second? Classic also sneaking up onto Sandman. He swings the sight, but he's just closing from too many different lines. Seb cleans out Junior, and Sandman gets the finisher onto Classia. It is 10 rounds for Vagrants. Just too many missed shots at the beginning of this half. Very likely will cost Nouns this map.
They're certainly paying the ultimate price, both mentally and just in the round count right now. Never really getting a grasp on that economy, never capitalizing on the moment they put themselves in. Absolutely brutal.
What can ignite the fire here for Nouns? Peepings looks like he's playing with some gusto. Junior has even had some, strong moments that his teammates just haven't capitalized upon. I mean, Cryptic, you can see it in the stat line. He hasn't gotten a single kill this entire half.
I'll start with that very awkward flash setup that looked perfect, but right now they've got a good timing. They queue up for some aggression, but on the fadeaway, don't spot anything out. At least get an opening right there and fall out. Now they got to be prepared for this E-box scale, and there's no escape for Momo. Fighting into a duo right there. He gets blasted. There's now an evened out numbers here. Smoke looking good for the back of the site. Cryptic will have to fight forward instead of falling back. Does so appropriately, but somehow Brett still connects the kill. With 34 HP, he finds his second. Classy now with his back against the wall. They're making it so difficult to track him down. Somehow have evaded his crosshair for so long, and a team kill is the only thing that can take Brett down in this round. Peeping pushes, but it's not in time. So at least a chance for Seb to come up clutch with the post plant. The bomb down. And an op against him here. Junior gonna whip out the sidearm instead. USP in play, but Seb is throwing in a smoke right there to cause some disruption. I think Seb is just laser focused on the bomb. Smoke goes down on top of it. That's another smoke for Seb to look to play off of. He's got an HE as well to blow it open. He's just gonna go for the spam. Junior gets off of it right now. Knives are out. And Junior now has to track his opponent inside the smoke dancing. It's enough time being bought.
What is
Junior
happening?
has a kit, but it's Seb.
No!
He's just an illusion right now. And Junior realizes that there's no winning this one. Vagrant's gonna steal it away again.
No. No, there's just no way. This just keeps happening. It's the fourth round that Nouns have lost that they should have damn won. Oh my god. Sab just strafing around, knife out in the smoke. The human decoy grenade is enough to win the round.
So what would you say to your teammates after these round losses?
I don't know how I can be very inspiring here. Cryptic, I guess, will lead by example. His first kill of his CT side is a real insane one on a Mason. But it might be short-lived. The boost up. Oh, and they've made noise on it. They flubbed it. That could have been an easy kill on a Cryptic.
Oh, well, they're still going to look to push past the smoke. And Cryptic going to walk right into his crosshair. It's still easy. Sandman just takes the risk. And Brett with a very quick trade on the peeping, making sure that his impact is limited. Junior has to keep his head on the swivel. Nice coverage towards middle. He's going to look to maybe give it a second peek here, Concy. Not catching a visual. Classy and Junior looking to converge on middle right now as Brett brings the bomb over to a fairly open bomb site. Momo, who's had a bit of a tough time of it here in the second half, is on the scene. It's a really well-placed molly. Going to keep him away
but look
from
at this.
the site.
It drew away the space from middle. Concy begins to sneak forward with the AWP, and they knew Junior was over towards A. Concy can now cut, rotate, even get far into the back lines here. What is Concy up to? I mean, what's the objective of going temple with the AWP here? Your teammate's running out A.
I am not sure. I mean, he's going to be pretty much removed from this post plant, and the flank is already a little too quick. He's not going to catch anything.
Done. And
unless Brett becomes aware in time, that's the only win condition here.
it doesn't look like it. He's sneaking away. He's just beating the timing.
Wow.
Oh my god, but he's still not turning around. And fake on the defuse, Concy. One flick. Did they have... They're not sticking it. Junior's got to get on the bomb. Flashbang. Okay, and that should just lock it up, surely. Concy never really wanted to give it the true effort anyways, though I feel like it was way too winnable. And Classy will take him down after it's been defused anyways, but... man, has this this game has been befuddling, shall I say?
Yeah. See, I look at Nouns and I watched them again in that revival series and sort of impressed with what they were able to do. And obviously, you know, they make a couple roster changes, but that's a hard thing to do in ECL. So they've got this squad. It's going to get messy. It's going to get scrappy. And I think it's two... you know, sort of leaders here now with the styles that are so similar. When it comes to Brett and the way that he likes to play things out. Aggressive as can be, never backing away from a fight, versus Cryptic, who is in a pretty similar fashion. In the same vein, likes to run his aggression through his own crosshair. And well, as you can see, both of them down in the opening stages as they go for their hunts.
super passive defense here from Nouns. They're not really fighting for any information or space. Smoke will block A main. Finally, Junior will be sent forward into middle, but on the worst possible timing. Smoke about to fade here in A main. And Vagrants begin their advance. They've got one flashbang. I mean, if Junior was here on the scene, this would be a perfect time, but instead he's rotating over to B as the execute comes through. It's just peeping here on the site, and he will be overwhelmed. That's the round. There's just no going for this for Nouns. Deep control of A site should be a death sentence.
They made their decision, but they are decently close. They've got Junior at least with a kit. That's the lifeline here. They're fully committed. They don't want to give over map point, but time is ticking, man. They have nothing given to them at all. Classio looking for a fight. No kills connected until Junior finally lands the HE, but that's just a trap. They're going to land a no-scope. Junior actually connects it. They're getting onto the site. Smoke goes on top of the bomb, but there's no time left. They're so desperate to try and defuse, and Consti going to capitalize on that moment right there. Vagrants got themselves a map point now.
I'm just saying, fellas, you are allowed to reload. Just hot take, when you just plant the bomb and you know the map is all silence, you can reload when you have 4 players alive. Consti knows that. He's got bullets in his gun. He puts it right to the Domo Nouns. Vagrants, map point here in the upper bracket. This could be a huge victory for them. This guarantees at least 5th to 6th place and the prize winnings if they take the series.
And listen, the competition that they have ahead of them is very unproven. They've been doing very good throughout this season of ECL, but if you're Vagrants, this is the right side of the bracket to be on.
Yep.
For your best chance at a run here in playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, looking for a org has been just all over the place in terms of their results. I mean, absolutely deleted at Frag Vegas by NRG. Now that's a good trade here from Peeping. Fully blind on the smoke, but Classio pops forward and gets popped himself. And in the meantime, out onto the A side, Peeping a 1 versus 1 versus Seb. In transition, he still wins the duel because he's Peeping. Undoubtedly one of North America's top prospects, just not on the team to do it. And he gets a second. Just squeezing water from stone right now is this guy. He goes for all the marbles and almost gets it. Consti will plant the bomb, but he's about to be overwhelmed here by the nade and the MP9. That's it. Nouns will survive.
I just saw a lineup coming right there for a second. He never peeked around the corner far enough for it to land, but escaping the fear right there. As you said, Peeping just making magic happen out of such a difficult position. That is exactly what he does best. That is why, you know, right now, I think the official word from Cryptic was, let me find the exact quote here. Peeping is set to join an undisclosed quote-unquote European core after the blessed Alston Major. So
wow,
I don't know what that means right there. If he's actually going to play in EU, be one of the few that has been good enough to make that, or you know what sort of decision that is. But very cool opportunity right there. Classio,
okay,
looking to seal this one on in, and Cryptic with a quick follow-up right there. Momo with the collapse, and Nouns, they're not done just yet here on this map. They're going to need a whole lot more of that where they want to try and take it into overtime, but very quick way to move on up to 9.
I mean, shoot, that begs a lot of questions on whether or not, like, what team is Peeping even going to? Okay, cool. If I was, like, absolutely crazy, and based on what this team has already been doing, what if it was Saw?
Okay.
Not the craziest thing I've ever said on a broadcast, eh?
Listen, I would love him to be on solo. That'd be really cool to see. And honestly, I like solo as a team, so
I wouldn't mind. Well, first thing first is this game. Cryptic with another mowdown. The confidence starts to soar, but Brett, Classy is lost in smoke. Okay. Brett got away with a little bit more than he should have, and just leaves Consti here inside of B main behind the smoke. He was the guy who threw all the utility and never had a chance to actually shoot anybody on the site. Here's a molly, and you're done. Nouns up to 10. I'm just gonna say that very ominously and menacingly here.
That's how Vagrant should take it right now. These last couple of rounds looking clean as can be is exactly what they need to kind of revive their opportunities in this matchup right now. I mean, if you're talking about getting it down and into the nitty gritty, you do not want to be taking close rounds to Vagrants with how things have been shaping up. It feels like anything's possible for them. Any round is capable of being pulled back. So dominating here in the last couple, not giving them a chance to make the impossible happen, to make the tough rounds their way. Flash game goes through. Seb, though, opens it up. A big piece of the puzzle down now in the starting phase here. Peeping sidelined. He's already seen what he can do, how integral he is to this team, and right now has to hope that the rest of the team can get the job done so he can stay alive.
And flashbang forward. Oh, Cryptics are going to get completely rolled. Junior's going to be chased down. Seb doesn't want... Okay, that's the wrong time to go through a molly, but it works because Mason has him sandwiched. I mean, should have went through the first time, I'm not going to lie, but Consti posted up on the flank, and this should be the map. And it's looking ever more like it. Classy a swing, shadow advantage, easy on the line. It's 21 kills for Consti after a strong CT side. Vagrants let a few more rounds slip before, well, the madness ends. Map 1 goes to them.
Yeah, I mean, the madness right there is what they thrived in. Being able to close out the...
As much as it is tactics, it's purely mental. Mechanics is a mental aspect of the game. And Vagrant's definitely playing with more gusto, hitting much flashier shots as well. I think Sandman in particular was a really strong element. Multi-kill after multi-kill. Vagrants, they have the juice right now. Can they keep it flowing?
Yeah, I mean, dude, to add to that right there, Consti positionally was fantastic. I just feel like sometimes his shots don't connect when he plays the game, when he's working on the op. I've seen it before where he just goes absent and misses everything. He was hitting everything. And again, he still has that great positioning. So that's just another great asset to have here. I mean, a fantastic map played out by Consti in that last go around. So really promising to see. As you said, there's a lot to gain here from Vagrants, looking for a big performance here in the seasonal playoffs. And look at the way that they start off. The pistol completely destroyed, trying to take lower tons. At least Classy able to offer up some relief, but the damage certainly done right now in the 4v5 or 4v2 rather.
My God, it was the first 2 bullets from both players' guns are 2 headshots. And I mean, how do you come back from this? I mean, Classy has a smoke. Junior's been a pistol round hero. There's not much to be given here. Mason will be forced off the angle. A miracle has to happen here on the A side. And terrible timing has just occurred down in the lower tunnels. They have been boxed in.
Yeah, they get condensed here slowly but surely. This is going to be challenging to make their way through. But Classy and Junior are good as a combo.
I mean, it's known. This is basically known that one player is on cat.
Still got a very keen player watching long right now. They still got a player on B, though, so not necessarily in a full position to capitalize. Mason's going to let him slide. They've snuck underneath this crosshair, but what a beautiful shot to add some extra security right there. Spots out both players as well, so, well, at least a bomb plant for Junior.
Okay, the headshot didn't quite connect. Neither do the body shots, and, well, the comedy of errors continues, but Mason sure as hell is sharp in the server. He gets 4.
Yeah, he looked very sharp right there. As you said, the first bullet comes out of his USP is an instant headshot, instant dismissal of Nouns' game plan. Being able to track a kill as well on top of the cat fight right there. I mean, if he doesn't really capitalize, if he doesn't find this kill, I do actually think there's a chance for them to pull it back when it's Junior and Classia in a combo effort clutch. I think they can make anything happen. We saw that actually quite a bit in the MRQs here on this map for Nouns, but too much to ask right there. Mason just way too quick on the draw. Now they're going to try and fly out towards this long side. See if they can't establish some space. Sacrifice their health for a little bit of spacing here and met with minimal resistance.
And Brett toying with the angles. Oh, I mean, he is completely ISO right now. He's just making this play all on his own. Saying, hey guys, I don't need no backup. I'm going to do all this myself. He's going to be the crowbar in this round to break it open. Tech9 could be advancing on him shortly though. And he advances and Momo just dismisses. He heard the players inside of Sui. Push forward, hopefully to catch timing, but Momo is still prepared.
Big opening pick right there for a player that definitely wants to build a little bit of confidence in peeping, silently scaling in right now. One flashbang to kind of get things explosive and moving on forward. Mason just getting peppered through the smoke right there. They spot him out and look for the spam damage. Comfortable bomb plant as well. And Seb in a very awkward position to smoke to provide some coverage for him. Consti will cut off the cross. They're still looking to fight though. They're giving these CTs some duels right now. They're doing so much damage on both sides, but eventually the CT's starting to overrun the offense. Nouns fall into pieces one by one, and Junior, the last to crumble right there, can't hold it together in the post.
I think Seb, from his Gandalf position, just got away with so much damage. Dinking down players on the site and just preventing them from getting good post-plant positions. They're all stuck on the ramp. They can't cross the goose either. That's cut off by the M4s from Catwalk. So Samhead just gets a ton of damage down, and eventually the MP9s push over the Jenga tower. And it goes falling down. You can see here just Seb eventually begins to advance with his players in CT. Cross smoke fades. There's nowhere to stand. You can have a man advantage, but it won't matter if you're just all stacked on each other like sardines with nowhere to go. Fights are easy for Vagrants. Oh, that nade. Money. Good 50 damage on the two players as well. Makes those M4s all the more lethal.
That's some good starts right there. You need these players to be a little bit lower here. Want to scale out mid to B, or at least threaten the idea of it. Oh, I thought that molly might have caught the smoke.
I was about to.
Disrupted it a little bit there. Instead, it lands perfectly on target. Still, though, it hasn't shaken up the CTs in terms of the setup. They're still very committed with 3 players towards A. There's no CT rotate right now, so B definitely the ideal target. And you're seeing Vagrants position themselves to focus on middle as opposed to hold off the B site proper. With the player in window and door, they're going to ignore the B lurk right now and fully focus in on one direction.
Yeah, Mason, I don't like the angle, but he's still, yeah, he gets the kill. Fortunate to get away, not getting wallbanged out, and the tunnels play is just too delayed. But still, an incredible shot from Junior will break open the site, but everyone is so low, in tatters right now. Are Nouns. Barely 50 HP to spare between the two of them. Junior will post up here on the window. He'll drop back down to the site. And Consti with the full util belt is going to send in his teammates. Momo falls first. Junior with the 1 M4. The shots are not clean. What we were talking about here, Cole, they just need to be crispy. They just need to have X factors. They're not finding it. It's 3-0 for Vagrants.
We're seeing some sharp shooting. We're just seeing great aim come through from this Vagrant side as well. They're capitalizing on the fact that right now Mason gets that kill and doesn't get traded somehow. And again, as I said, Sam being able to capitalize with some damage to boot. I just love the vision right there that Vagrants even come into that round with the idea that, okay, we need to take a fight on our own front right there instead of trying to huddle back in towards the B side without any close by rotates. Bomb plants in close rounds, they're great. But not being able to convert is going to just constantly haunt them here. So finally calling in a bit of a half buy. I think that's a good decision here for the squad.
Deep molly into lower tons there for Brett trying to support his teammate. After the molly fades, peeping up close. Oh, has nades in hand as Mason on the off angle. Double kill basically ends the round before it starts, though there's a whiff from Brett. And will give them some access. Mason has the full bell to utility and will be bailed out by a smoke from a teammate. And, oh my god, Classy almost catches the grenade. That would have killed him on 54 HP. One set, 3v4. The round's not over just yet. A mistake can still be made.
I'm going to be diligent to still lock this one down here. Rifle going to be maintained in Classy's hands. His reward for the deagle shot. But Consti's position again good right now. And even extra help there. Sacrificing so much towards this B side. Mason ready with his utility and spawn right now. And Consti repositioning onto the site proper. They could allow for them to scale though. Mason not been able to find anything just yet. He gets leveled out. And Consti with a miss that gets punished severely. Classia able to connect. Seb still on the scene though. Trying to recover the gun. He is able to track it inside the smoke. For a 2v2 now, but Junior picks up that up. He puts that as a priority.
I mean, there's a smoke still on the site that actually can allow Seb to advance, but will not be traded as well. Sandman too late on the play. That could have been a pick on a Junior. Instead, it's likely the end of this round. Sandman now been seen, and the op will now train onto his position. Junior will hit the flick with the picked up AWP turned against them. Vagrants with the man advantage. Falter in the 3v4. And just not enough confidence there on the site hold. On the 3v4. Because Mason is thinking that Consti has his coverage.
Right.
Up on the ramp as he advances up from CT spawn, but it said the passivity gets both of them killed.
Yeah, I mean, the line from Consti right there is a tough one to work with. You want to avoid utility as an opera, but there wasn't any utility to really worry about. Just misses out on so many shots. Instead, he takes the one that's closest that allows the Tech-9s to scale the most. That's kind of a surprising misstep, but could be one that gets him back into the ticket. But Consti... He wins that head-to-head versus Junior through the wall. Junior, I thought, had the jump on him. HE does target him peeping, though, finds the kill. And that's the site opened right there.
They're going to start to scale. Brett, I like the angle, though. Sneaks underneath and finds one, not the second. Quick trade there from Cryptic. Needs a tap headshot, though, but... Seb will escape. He's got backup, though, in the form of Mason. Seb, you gotta get back onto the site. And then he does win. Cryptic with the spray transfer. Glacia picks up the op. He picks off the lure. Cryptic does it all.
Cryptic had to find that right there. His teammate was way too far. He had to find both those kills. Otherwise, I think that's just a lost round when they figure out where Glacia is. And he finds a quick adjustment. There are the sharp shots. There's the mechanics from this Noun squad. Look at this transfer. Oh my god. And look where Classy was. If he goes down, that's round. It's over.
But right now, what I am seeing here from Vagrants, they're just not on the same page when it comes down to the rotates. A little bit more coordination. Half a second more, Cryptic doesn't get that. Still, heroics here from now. It's something we just haven't seen. Will it be all for naught? Dinks and some damage. Brett always known for getting up to some funny business here. Fake on the plant. And Desert Eagle will not be enough. And now it's to lock in their third round. Finally, some X factor from this team.
A little bit of security for this team as well. Breathe a small sigh of relief with these rounds starting to be converted. A little bit of much needed stability. Gonna be able to hold on to a Zeus here for Consi. But nothing else really to maintain. 3 in a row here for the side of Nouns, planting their feet. Sigh of relief here, looking sharp. And again, like you said, just capitalizing on some of the missteps here from the Vagrant squad. I mean, this is a Nouns team that does have the experience lead and by a pretty decent margin. So hoping that they can maintain that here on their map pick is their ticket back into this series.
Oh. Did Samhan... Was that, I think that was just on the cross. I thought he might have jiggle peeked the door with an MP9. No matter. 9 HP for the MP9 of Sandman. It will be very difficult to find a single kill. Unless he hits the classic MP9 swerve into the double dink.
It's always an option. See what he can do. That limited health here. All of a sudden, you're seeing Vagrants play a little bit more passive as well. This catwalk control's been haunting them. If Nouns are scaling up in this direction, it feels like pretty comfortable rounds leading up afterwards. And it is full concession right now. Vagrant saying you have free reign for Cat. A lot of focus in on towards this middle side. But if it is an execute from Nouns, if they throw utility, it's going to be good for them. Instead, they're going to toss it in towards middle, blocked smoke. And a mid to B could be their undoing.
Yeah, Brett around the edge of the smoke, though, is being sniffed out. He still gets 1, though, and a half. That's plenty here for the B site players to potentially work with, but Sandman playing behind the smoke at Hummer. In the meantime, Mason, missed shot from Junior. He comes back in for 2, but the swing isn't fast enough there from Sandman. It's a quick trade there from Classia. And a 2v2 B site post plant with seconds to spare.
Ooh. Yeah, had a prime position right there, but he jumped on it. And with low HP, Classia's trade is made so easy. 2 kills for him in this round. Junior to back him up. Missed a shot earlier, but he's not looking to let that happen twice. They're in prime position. The CT side watching the time slowly tick against some smoke to lurk out the door. But yeah, they've got to get a move on right now, hoping that that smoke can provide space to get past the op.
No!
Jumping out, Classia runs out of mouse pad. And now Junior rocking with the tech. I think he's done enough.
There's no time.
There's no kit. He certainly has. More chaos here, but Junior through the smoke. Gonna provide security. Gonna save his op as well as they close out the round.
All right. Another hands-on-head moment, but with no kit, there's no round to be had there for the Vagrants. It starts off with a lot of damage there on the Sandman. Crossing over, and then, oh my god. I mean, the fact that so much is gotten away with there by Vagrants, but now still win the round, is a testament to some resilience we are seeing here. Classia giving that double through, coming in from the tunnels, most importantly with the bomb. If that hits the floor, it doesn't matter the kills, it's over. Brett up to no good again in middle. All of Nouns dive into long.
Full commitment. See if they ever try and pull through on this flank. Dude, that's being covered. Can't wait forever. Eventually, I have to pull the pin on this attack. And the whole stack waiting for them right now. That's their ticket into this round.
All right. Here we go. Only one flashbang to get them in, too. That could be their undoing. They've got plenty of mollies. I don't think this
space though.
This long take isn't perfect. I mean, Classy is right up front, ready to take this sight hit on a moment's notice. Now the 5-7 can move forward with the one flashbang, though. It will be enough. You have to think Consti, he doesn't land his headshot, and so this round will settle down for Nouns.
Yeah, one flashbang used that effectively right there is what provides him that security. Huge sigh of relief right there for the Nouns camp. Walking into that stack dangerous, but they do it with a game plan behind it. Bolstered up by that utility. And with the good positioning, a lot of this long take sometimes can be very difficult to even get across with that long smoke, but when Classy plants his feet in that spot and then waits and he doesn't ever feel any pressure, he doesn't get attacked, you still just need one flash to secure that position. Good Molly Jr. Just throwing a smoke to try and play off of it, but not a visual. Doesn't get any info on his target. Gonna have to rein this in. Again, I think they have to do something about this catwalk presence right now. That's what Brett's putting the pressure on himself, but already Cryptic sneaking past him.
This is insanely aggressive from Brett. Just actually no support, standing in front of a molly. And it is known that mid is crawling with T's because they have long control and there's no B pressure. Brett knows what he's doing. Yet he still does it. Brave man he is.
He's just trying to find problems or solutions for the problems that have been haunting them on these gun rounds. I like that boldness, but again, as he falls off, as he realizes he can't stay here forever, it could still offer up more problems. Catwalk execute. Space to be gathered here. You have an op positioned here on the scene. But Consti's got to figure out a way to have impact right now. He's focusing on long.
Okay.
Has to be some sort of like read that he thinks he has right there. Info on a tendency, because there's no way. But now he leaves Brett fully vulnerable and he can't even get a shot off. Flashes in his face. No protection provided.
One flashbang above him could have been everything. Hey, that's being thrown far too late. One flashbang and Brett popping up on the site for a potential double. I can envision that. But instead, Brett is there with no help on the full site hit. Not the most certain about some of these A-side holds. Barrel spotted there for peeping. So there will be a save here, but I think Vagrant's just a lot more disconnected than they were on the map of Anubis.
Yeah, I don't see the vision right there. I mean, again, I'm talking a little bit about the benefit of the doubt of that game plan. You know, maybe there's tendencies from Nouns to throw that sort of smoke and then have a couple of long lurks. But right there, you know, you have a good player towards long that can hold it down. You have to have trust. The biggest vulnerability is dealing with those cat executes in this round, or, you know, even mid to B. But even still, you're going to, by focusing in on long, fully leave yourself vulnerable. And like you said, you know, even just a supportive flash, you don't necessarily have to have the line held fully. You can offer up those coverage shots, hold a little bit more passive on that catwalk, but then that flashbang alone could have done a world of difference for Brett. Instead, just an aim duel that he's responsible for, and he gets just destroyed.
I mean, hey, if Brett just gets the kill, then the round's so much easier. I'm thinking like the Mongols, all right?
Yeah, no, it's valid. The thing is, I don't think I've ever seen someone play that position and make it work comfortably.
Yeah. Walking in front of the smoke
here. That's not a spot that people play.
Oh, this is bold from peeping. Is he going to commit off the back of it? It looks like he is. Now a drop down from Brett. Oh my god, Cryptic tracked that. Mason though and Sandman lock swords on the site and slash down Nouns. 3 kills instantly. Despite the lurk. Oh my god, that's an angle. That is you can do that? Okay.
Cool.
You learn something new every day, and I guess I just learned that.
I talked to Junior. Or actually, no, this was John that told me this. But Junior, like, actually works on wall bangs in his off time. We'll just sit there and like, see if he can find wall bangs. I think he said something about nuke. Junior liked to look at a lot of nuke wall bangs, like, towards heaven. I think towards rampart as
I thought
well.
he was going to do it again.
Do it again.
He won't.
He's got money. You can afford to lose this op.
Oh,
or just find him. You don't need to wall bang him right there. You can just take Seb out, poor guy. Traded quickly there by Sandman, but nicely handled. Vagrants back on the board. And the one thing's for sure, we've had a little bit of concerns towards A, and the B side has fallen once or twice, but I think this B side hold is very shored up. They're doing a great job of working together on this B side of the map here between Sandman and Mason in this round. Sometimes it was Seba, I believe, in some rounds as well. They've been working off of each other incredibly well.
Yeah, there's no window flash to break up that setup. Typically could blind at least the car player in that situation. But with Peeping getting angles into the site off the smoke, they just wanted to go. And they got quickly punished for it. Long take here for Nouns. No contest from Vagrants. They will cross on over to the site. Consti. With mid control completely established for Vagrants, there will be a stack here of the site. That's not the most effective molly, though.
Yeah, not quite. There's that mid lurk trying to have impact and Peeping. Oh, he gets mollied off. That's a lot of information right there. They're trying to silent scale again, and now they've just been caught red-handed here, but Junior has his teammates back. Another wall being connected right there. Seb still fighting through the adversity, but he can't escape Junior's hop. Just plucking them out at range. One by one, piece by piece as they swing. Trying to offer up coverage now. Consi next at bat, but he misses his chance here, and Mason burns out of the corner. Decision needs to be made here soon. Consi looking for room on in for this round, but smoked off now. One fighting forward to Sandman. And the decision made for Consi to run away here in this round.
Yeah, it was really that long-range coverage from Junior that put on so much pressure on the site hold. There was a smoke that got deployed on the site that came in too late as the hit was coming in. You'll see it here. Right now, Seb just has nowhere to stand, and eventually he just has to swing it to the off. You can see that comes in from Cat a tad too late. If so, you can have players play at Goose and take that advantageous fight. For now, Junior prepared, sees the arm, but it's only a wall bang. And in the meantime, I don't think Mason's been seen down in the tunnels. So the swing here from Brett is excellent. Combined together with Mason, the mid setup's good. And they can back away with the man advantage.
Glad they trusted in that. Towards the tail end of this half right there, their mid collapses have been very effective at opening up rounds. And a good motion to start this round off. Still not secured though, but capitalizing now in the closing statement. Brett is not falling off of Cat. He's actually starting to peek his head forward. Player on an Xbox, or around Xbox rather, and Brett. How deep does he want to go? There's no supportive utility for him, so he's just going to look to hold on a bit of an off angle as the rest of the team goes towards long. Oh, he might walk into Classy's hands. Can't afford to go down, not in this moment. Classy tossing in utility mid to B smoking. Oh, such a good move from Brett. Hunts his prey. finally knows his chance to capitalize. He is fully zoned in. Seb has coverage towards long. Off angle maintained, but Momo just levels him out with a swing. And now they know at least one player towards long, but I don't know if they ever caught a visual on Junior. Maybe heard a scope at least. But there's not a full rotate. They're joining up forces a little bit late. Molly on the location of Brett here, going to force him to dance a little bit, swinging for the fences. Brett doesn't shy away from a fight, and will come around the corner for the close.
You know, if you don't know what you're doing, therefore your opponents don't know what you're doing. And you catch everybody off guard. I'm not saying Brett is swinging because he doesn't know. He's swinging because he knows his opponents aren't ready for his maniacal strats. So wide swing everything, and he locks up 5 rounds for Vagrants. We've got a pistol here that could mean everything for Vagrants. Advancing 5th to 6th place gets you an extra $1,000 added to your prize pool. And I'm sure an Orgless team looking for some representation out here would be thirsting for some of that.
Yeah, no question. Without a doubt, so hungry to start to impress here in playoffs, and also, again, start to enter in, bring some attention into this roster that has a lot of potential. I like the build of this team so far, and started to figure it out there. As you said, Brett, a big piece of doing so there, getting surprising, catching his opponents off guard, is looking to keep that aggression up. But Junior, he's such a beast on pistol rounds, man. And there's a start. I don't like the thread angle that he just held on the fadeaway for the opening pick is fantastic. Cryptic block in the mid smoke as well. Big bump, a nice usage of his head in a different way than you might expect.
All right, but into the B site play, and Nade does soften up a couple targets, and Cryptic with Momo putting in the work. A flawless pistol round where the only damage dealt was a smoke grenade to Cryptic's face.
Does that count as armor damage?
He didn't have armor in the first place, so it never mattered, Cole.
Oh, okay. A good catch.
That's why it did 2 damage instead of 1.
Oh. If he was 2 HP, would have got a smoke kill. Unfortunately, full health.
I still can't believe Nico died to a smoke in a grand final.
So embarrassing.
And it lost him the round.
Like, grow up, man.
Okay, I don't think it was in a grand final, but I think it was in the quarterfinals versus Gamer Legion, if I'm correct.
Okay.
But of course, that was happening at like 4 a.m. your time, so I don't blame you for not being there.
I didn't catch it. I haven't been keeping up to the Reddits, but that is pretty funny.
I'm trying to remember what game it happened on. I think it was versus Vitality at Melbourne in the group stage. I think that is where Nico died to a smoke grenade. And by the way, that is covered in the databases. You can count how many smoke grenades and smoke grenade kills they have. And sorry, I now know, final correction, it was versus Na'Vi in the group stage. Alexi B has a smoke grenade kill to his name. Find impact everywhere you go, fellows.
It's called impact utility right there. This sort of detail. Too much given though with these angles. Hoping for a shot with the Deagle there, but Consti taken down low, and the eco is going to be hunted. Junior always going forward on these anti-ecos. He will send his life on the line with an MP9 no matter what the case is, trying to find those kills. And does so. He farms up some cash. Enough to buy an op here and some armor to back it up, so that's kind of a staple here for the Nouns. CT sides. And that comes into picture once again. Into the first gun round. I mean, that's a huge luxury to have here on Dust 2. Like double HUs that follow the long control right there. Trying to establish any late long pops. Make sure that that doesn't happen.
And now they're prepared for this little mid-doors play that's about to go down. A 2-player setup, one the op, but the op rings out, and surely that's going to dissuade them now. They don't think twice about that. They try to pop up Cap, but Peeping takes his own kill. Cryptic going for the duel, but sidelined by Sandman. And we go back to the 4-on-4 with the minute remaining.
Oh, Junior. Trying to slide by the smoke. Finally, no longer gray screen. Misses his shot, but ignores the damage. And deep push in. Smoke goes out here. Classia. Oh, that's perfectly bloomed. Right in the face of the T's. They are stalled out here. PP taking a forward-facing duel. Constantly turning the corner here towards long feels like certain death. Oh.
Oh, nice. How long can you wait?
Yeah, you gotta do something. He's gonna be a non-factor in this round unless he gets the kill on a flanking player. They're running into T spawn.
Surely he knows
gonna happen.
No, they're gonna. You can't save in a 4v4. At least give it a go. And
God.
Conti got the kill. But now what do? Well, the bomb's over at B. You can't commit anywhere else. Everything's been seen, and Junior just gets a firing squad. You'd have to think he misses a shot though. The bomb gets into the B site. You gotta be kidding me. Oh no, Seb with seconds remaining, and then the backstab. Oh please!
Oh my
God! He gets it. A maniacal round, and Vagrants will convert.
I don't even know what happened. I think they were discussing running back towards long right there. Realized they didn't have time, so then everyone had to shift up, go back into tunnels. This is a guaranteed locked-in round right there with that second shot connecting, but Junior just can't find it.
Oh
and it
my
all breaks
God.
down from there.
That spray. If Consti doesn't convert it, I don't know what would happen. to the comms, to the mental for the rest of that game. We got the strafe out long here for Mason. Flashbangs coming through, but no swing, no kills. Mason advances and clears it for his team. Vagrants will set down stakes here.
I mean, if that sets the tone for what some of the rounds that we saw on the CT side of Anubis, rather, for the side of Nouns, that's not going to be a pretty way to start off your gun round affairs. That's infuriating. You had them right where you wanted them. Time ticking down low, and the pressure was nearly folding Vagrants over to the point where they couldn't even start that round, but just make it happen somehow. Scrappy as can be. Now, no resistance on the long scale. Cross smoke. Is there a cross smoke?
No, they're just... Oh, you're kidding me. They're going to do that. A team kill comes through, and I guess they will make it across. The firepower is not high enough, and Momo goes for 0. 2 kills come back, though.
You got him.
And Consti now. I mean, I guess with no long cross smoke, you can just pick everyone.
Game plan. Seb is paranoid. Another player on the site. There's a long flank. Junior realizes he's not making it around that corner. There's no kit. HE sales. And Seb dodges it enough. 2 HP. Tanks it. And now, again, Classia and Junior trying to make their way into this retake, but Consti joins him on the site.
So paranoid.
Much.
And then Junior threads that Deagle headshot. Consti's just dead. You'd have to think, and he is. Just so paranoid about long. I have a lot to say about that round, but I'm gonna muzzle myself here, because a forced by victory for Nouns is gonna be devastating for Vagrants.
Yeah, that's absurd. I mean, I'm with you. I have a lot to say. I'm sure Vagrants have a lot to think about. The things are getting messy in the late stages of Dust 2. Seems like Nouns looking to be the team that takes advantage of that, though, with the eco, or forced by victory right there. Op is back in the hands of Junior again. And one thing they have been pretty sure on is these anti-ecos. Been able to handle the Tech 9 plays pretty effectively. Late long pop, though, with an MP9 to deal with it initially. No, spray down, not great, but there's another MP9 inside the pit. Oh, no. A Sandman headshot and a couple of kills fill the feed on the T side for the advantage. A 4v3, but there's still a lot to chew through, and some low HP bars on the Vagrant side. Junior is fighting forward. Flashbang and a miss. Classia has his back. Classia has everything. A spray down. Classia shuts them down, and Nouns move their way on up to 11.
Oh my god, that was everything he needed. All 4 there. If Classia falls, it's an op picked up and a 1v who knows however. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Just saves them.
Mouse 1 for 4. It's some classic Classia that I haven't seen in a long damn time. Boost up. Oh, the Junior was thinking about the swing. Consti never even fires a shot. They will hold this for a while. And the timing, Junior goes for the swing, almost picks him. Still looking for that fight. Junior staring down Sui at the moment.
Nothing given. Cryptic has no utility here for any sort of resistance on Cat. See how aggressive Mason gets? He's playing back a little bit. Understandably so. I don't know where Junior's up exactly is positioned right now. Still, if it heads in Cryptic's direction, he's got a lot on his shoulders. A very committed position. As we talked about in that last half with Brett. Open to bait Junior into a swing. They do just that. He takes a little bit of damage, but sends it back Brett's way. Picks up on where the initial play is, but Consti threads in a quick kill. A decent head-to-head here for him. He's been able to answer Junior's op in some of these rounds towards middle.
Missed mid to B smoke, though, will certainly spoil the plans, and with 2 players still on the B defense, I mean, this is still a pretty standard hit. In comes through the tunnels, and Peeping goes for 1, but there's another multi-kill here for Classy. Is up to 3. Back of the site will eventually be cleared, and Consti cutting all the rotation of the bomb. The bomb not needed. Consti will finally connect everything. And Vagrants are still alive here on D2.
Just feels like you can make all the mistakes you want. I don't even know what to say right there. You just watch miss mid to B smokes. Some lineups coming through right there on the axis in towards the B site. Some struggles to space themselves out, but again, now Consi able to connect, and it's the difference maker, all the difference here. So Vagrant's going to stay alive for a little while longer, and certainly going to be just fine versus USPs, right? Shouldn't be any complications there. But again, it is messy.
Yeah, Vagrants need to be very meticulous about their map control right now, mauling into lower tunnels.
Got a boost here. Junior peeks late, so to avoid the flash. The mid collab's going to come through here shortly. Catwalk deep control, and a mid player close by hints at that. See how much these USPs can really capitalize with their
walk into the smoke.
bang.
Oh boy. Here we go. Elite through, and couple of kills, but the Galil, a perfect weapon for this job. Bomb left outside of B, so I think we're just going for kills at this point. And Cryptic going to sacrifice his life to the cause. You have to think. Oh, Consti could get uppercutted here. Or not. He hits the flick, he readjusts. And that is 8 for the Vagrants. The money's still not great here for Nouns if they do want to buy. Classy will drop an off to Junior, and we're off to the races.
See if they can keep up the pace here on the Vagrant side. Handling the USPs well, back into the full brunt of the purchase though. And already a tag. Glacia down very low, and a lot of players defaulting outside of this B side already. In fact, the rest of the roster are going to join up here pretty soon. So we might have a decisive move here from the Vagrants camp here. And that would be perfectly placed if that were to be the case. At least to capitalize on Classy, who's low. Already out middle.
And Classy forced out. A mid to B split. It's all down to Peeping. The double swing is immense. And Cryptic, while he does get an equalizing kill, goes down to 7. And with smokes for days, this should be impossible. And Nouns know it. They're out of here.
That's the cleanest round that I've seen in a little while right there. That is such a relief. You look at that 3v3 and you start to think, okay, how can this get wild? How can it get chaotic? Because that's what we've seen so far. But a save, a great bit of entry pathing right there by jumping up on top of that double stack and the way that they clear out car, making it impossible for a game-changing multi-kill. That is exactly what Vagrants needed right there. No indecision. No chaos. They just bring that structure into the mix. Capitalize off the early damage from that op. Make it look easy.
And Nouns calling in a timeout. Yeah, the op tag certainly helping there. Onto Classio. I mean, there are some extra elements working here for Nouns compared to that map of Anubis. Cryptic is certainly firing. Certainly had plenty of moments here on this map. In fact, I think this whole game has had plenty of magical moments. I mean, Classy had 19 kills, and he didn't get up there just for show. Can we get another to win a half buy like this? 5-7s for a couple of players and some saved guns. Junior with the long spawn. And there's some misutility across the board. Actually, kind of some very interesting play. There's a T-side smoke that was thrown preemptively to extinguish the blue bin molly. Trying to sell the fact that there are players out long, when in fact, in comes a B play. The hit prepped, but the flashbang not waited for. Impatience is going to really hurt here for the side of the Vagrants. As the 5-7 up close, Consi's got a bounce, 3v5. And a minute to think about it.
Yeah, they're shut out of this B side. There's their plan A shut down. What do they do to recover? Momo right back in his deep position towards long doors right now. This catwalk side is completely open for the taking, though. Gonna meet no resistance with a late long lurk. I could catch them a little bit off guard. Nouns not secure just yet. And they're targeting the perfect side. Momo burnt out of the corner here. Brett needs to win this fight. Whips out the sidearm. Can't do it, though. Can't close the kill. And his teammate's not in a position yet to really move in on this A side. Finally, the util dropped out. And a 4v2 here. Seb and Consi have to recover. Seb sacrificing a little bit of his HP for the bomb plant. And a nice shot from Consi. That's quick. Seb follows it up. Classia too far forward. And can't connect with his opera behind him. Now Consi looking to take the next duel here ahead of the fight. Junior gets sidelined, and last alive is Momo on low HP. Needs to catch Seb off guard. He's going to jump up on the boxes to do just that. But enough time ticking through here. Seb not looking the right direction, but tracks his opponent here in time. 4v2 recovered in between Seb and Consti.
I mean, finally, we're seeing some monster shots come through from the side of Vagrants. The flick onto peeping necessary. The preparedness for the peek out of Junior. And Seb smashing the first cat attacker as well. The 1v1 a little bit more awkward than it should have been, but the firepower is here for Vagrants. In comes the long take. Smoke deployed here for Sam, and there is no contest on this play. Momo will throw a molly that just simply won't matter. And once again, they're throwing the same utility around the edge of the smoke. Sandman could have had the kill. Instead, it'll be Momo to find it. 4v5.
Yeah, I had no idea of how advantaged he was in that long fight right there. They didn't know he was out. Instead, misses out on a big opportunity to open things up. Oh,
Brett?
Boy. Oh, boy. Good luck getting past a double zoom of Junior in this position. How good's the flash here? He's constantly going to toss it in. No, he's looking for the fight first. Lassie avoiding that effectively. Now looking for the double swing, but that baits it into the Consti op. And HE out. Mason jumps away.
Oh, and Peeping screwed.
He's taken down through the spam. Catwalk aggression could save them, though. Cryptic.
They missed the commit to beat smoke again, though. Again? And now Consi taking flak. Cryptic still on cat. He can activate on a moment's notice. They know they've fallen back into lower tunnels. But Junior's not ready for the right side peek. If Brett swings, he's dead. Junior, he's holding this. He will not let go of the line. Brett will swing with the molly in his hand, not the gun. Oh, but now Junior gets to rattle off one, but not the second. It's down to Peeping. 8 HP back at the site. And he might get it. It's a 1v1 of the site. Peeping will put it together, and Nouns. Oh, everything was against them, but they put it together.
Oh my god. Just a sigh of relief right there. Managed to make it happen. At least provide the security of 12. but nothing guaranteed in this map. Not in this series. No freebies here. You think so much is going right there on that attack. Peeping has to hold the line. Both players on incredibly low health. But Peeping survival instincts kick in. And this time long control much more secure. Vagrants gonna be walking wounded. Late long attack here. Seb managed to find a kill. Threads that in before falling to Cryptic on the trade, and it's a fast cap play. Junior with a molly, but that's not going to be respected. It's a CT molly here, finds a kill. His op needs to be respected though, and puts it into a 4v3 now.
But this position is so powerful from Brett. Eventually you have to think maybe Classy makes a footstep. No. Brett, Tech 9, close to the doors. We'll get the first quick trade there. The retake is certainly on. How will this be battled, though? Consti wants to look in towards long. Flashbang out. If he clears this long player, it's so powerful, and he does. 2v2 now. Players advancing up the ramp. Consti gets another one. And it's down to Sandman, who will sideline Junior. All around the regulation required.
Call this time, man. Consti in the post plant looking phenomenal. Composed shots coming through from his AWP. He does not shake despite the pressure of the moment right here. Keeps his nerve in check and will lock in a saving kill, or a couple of them in fact, in that post plant. Scouts, MP9s in the mix. This is what this team has to do to survive here on Dust 2 and in this series. Otherwise, we're going into OT. Vagrants, they take this one into OT. They're going to be so incredibly happy with the pullback effort. Their opponent's map pick and making them sweat.
I mean, Nouns have needed genuine miracle individual plays to win some of these rounds. The Classy 4-man spray down. It got him started. Some Cryptic spray transfers in the mix. And, I mean, let's not get it wrong here, Cole. Some fumbles indeed. But now a B site hit into a weakened site. Classy must back away, and oh well, I say that. Mason gets annihilated, and the smoke break gets so much damage. A 3 versus 5 post plant is possible. Will they wait for the play? No, the Molly's gonna force them forward with the flashbangs. They don't want to go to OT, and they won't. Map 3 required here on the B side of Dust 2. Now throw everything at them, and it works.
I mean, that's just an excellent decision right there. Not letting them plant their feet in the post plant. Creating chaos as soon as that bomb gets tapped. Excellent utility all the way through that round.
To map 2. Going from a single-digit performance there to finding impact round after impact round for his team. There on the map of Dust 2, just to barely steal in regulation as well. Nouns get their act together, and they land here on map 3 of Nuke.
Looking forward to seeing how this thing draws out here for our decider. 2 very fun back and forth maps heading into it. Now we get to see things close out on Nuke. I do think Nouns going to be at the advantage here as they close out this series. I think they'll be more confident here. They've got the better pieces on this map. They've got the knife round as well, which is a huge bonus starting off on that CT side. We'll see. I mean, if that trend remains true here of this team, you know, being able to offer up some strengths here from an individual standpoint. I feel like you have a good caller. You have an IGL on this team that knows what to do on this map, and we'll see what they can bring to the table here. Although I expect it to still be as crazy as the first 2 maps. So we start things off on the pistol. Some smokes going out towards the outer yard. Bit of a classic here is that P250 being sent in for some duels, and a lot of defaulting towards lobby. So maybe looking to split in towards mini with that mini smoke inbound. Oh, perfectly handled. Sideline Cryptic right there as he scales through the smoke, catching the gap in the defense in a big way. and Vagrant start things off perfectly.
Oh.
The outer yard lurk never even necessary. Consti just out there doing cardio, watching the round fly by. His teammates got his back.
And Vagrants with the clean pistol. Junior's not here to hurt these rounds away. As that he gets cleaned up in heaven. Classia looking for that extra kill reward bonus, and oh boy, he'll get it. He'll get a couple of them. But eventually, Mason deals out the finisher, and it is Vagrants who will take the pistol. Question is, CT side force by, do you do it? Do you want to get an op out as quick as possible? Well, of course, that is if you lose it. If Nouns win this, well, things get weird, and they're going for it. Junior picks up the scout. And 5-7s have definitely won a round or two.
Yeah, that's a decision that I think Nouns always make correctly there, is forcing on the second round on the CT side. If they lose the pistol, they really put a priority on starting off their gun round affairs with good utility and then an op for Junior. And, well, again, like you said, that is if you lose it.
Oh, boy.
Going in with the expectation that that is likely the case, and Junior will already disrupt that expectation with a headshot to start off this round.
Question is, though, what is the reaction here? You know the Fort Spy is in play. And it looks like we're just going to return to standard outside smokes. And run a slow squeeze of a default here. We do have Cryptic down in secret. Mollied off now. And that will allow Sandman to approach close, but Cryptic still on the steps here. Could surprise. Doesn't quite thread in a headshot. And the shots are not clean here from Sandman. The Molly, though, will force the fight. Peeping will be able to play behind it. They know he's there. The nade's not going to kill him. Peeping still stands. Here's another Molly. And this time he steps forward. Slide to the left, slide to the right. Peeping on the dance floor right now, and then helped out because Classia gets a double at that range with an MP9. This is a force by win for Nouns.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Peeping has the aim here that's always impressive. His survival instincts are unbelievable. How does he live in this position? He's still alive. He's going to get a kill. He was surely dead, 100% dismissed. There was no chance to survive it. And he dances in between two flames to stay alive and offer up the distraction. Classia then comes in with a capitalization, and the force by victory is going to get Nouns off to a roaring start.
I mean, that's why Peeping's got the EU offers right there. I mean, not just his fragging ability, but his player IQ is just so strong. He's got the movement, he's got the aim, and eventually he even gets away with a kill. And just look at Nouns' rifles right here. They got handed 4 of them.
That's where you tell your teammate, you just got to survive. Wait a second, live, and then they 100% die. But Peeping, he accomplishes that task somehow. Manages to make it happen. Very impressive stuff. And as you said, a generous donation with 4 survivors in that last round on the CT side. They get to use the weapons against them, and those are used effectively on top of the utility. Smoke spam from Junior to open up the round. The utility damage behind it was phenomenal.
Wow, they're gonna jump through.
Smoke though this time for Peeping, but now Classia backing him up here. They make it past, but into the open arms of Classia instead. They try and get the jump on them, but the rotations are way too quick.
Nouns are schlumping them up right now. Oh, okay, that's a nice dink out of Consti, but 1v4 position known. Peeping just gonna run him down. The confidence is immense here from Nouns. I mean, the turnaround here for a team that you would think has no motivation suddenly kind of gets a taste of what it's like to win again. To come down to a close map and have some X Factor moments to get yourself fired up. You know, the motivation might not be there, but winning is fun.
It is. You're exactly right. And winning for money, well, that's even better. It's everything you want right there. I don't know exactly. Oh, Classia just died. Brett. Caught Junior? What?
What? He's up in heaven. He's in heaven.
Oh no. This round could spiral right now. This round might not be so fun. Momo, he does a great job of holding it off initially. He manages to make this round possible here. From a very awkward start, big time eco kills for Momo to provide a little bit of safety when there was madness, and now Seb with just a Glock in hand has got to make this work. Stuck on the site here, he's got to try and avoid contact, but won't be able to escape. PP gotta rub it in.
I think his computer's lagging right now, Cole. His mouse 1 button is stuck.
His mouse died.
Oh god. Don't be like Blitz on the Mongols. Charge your mouse. That happened in one of the games at Melbourne.
His mouse died?
Mongols?
In the middle of the round?
Yeah, Mongols lost a round because literally his mouse died.
And so did he.
Yeah, so Peeping, I'm sure he charged his mouse in the 15 seconds in between the 2 rounds, and he's ready to go again. That's Junior. Strafing down for the fight. Already gets eyes in the lobby at the minute 40 mark. And I don't even think Peeping needs to swing. This setup is so powerful. The slow crunch. Vagrants don't even know that it's happening. And now Peeping clears all of it out. He's going T-roof.
No.
Oh my god.
Take the stairs. No sound cue. Seb's gonna just be scratching his head when he falls to this. Or his teammates when they fall to him.
He sees him out left. Oh my god, he still hits the shot. You sometimes see him whiff up, but you want to get your gun out here. He's gonna drop a smoke, but surely he's dead, right? In the corner. They will find him. I mean, if maybe he was expecting only a lurk, or maybe they were already so far up.
With the amount of lobby control that they just realized was open, I would be surprised, but that's the only thought that you could have right there, is that it was a solo player or that they were deeper in towards secret. Either way, a bit of a blunder there for Peeping.
Still got the kill.
Instincts can't get him out there. Yeah, he did. He got the 1-for-1. He sure did get a lot of information, but Cryptic caught by the out of yard play as well. It's 25 seconds, so there isn't really a lot of time for motion right now on the T side, so Junior decision needs to be made, and they're gonna head into the op. They're gonna walk right into it here. They're going down secret.
Oh
my god! Mason opens up the path, though. That's the only way that they get through this round.
Momo is not just gonna singe his toes. Classia, though, only comes through with 1. And the bomb's gonna get planted.
Know how they won this.
They did. They did just win this. I don't even think Mason was fully counter-strafed on that kill either. I think he jiggle peeked, not actually expecting a player to be on the line. For Junior, though, which I do understand the idea of get the kill, but with 20 seconds left and a full belt of utility, that's got to be used somewhere.
Yeah, that's valid. I mean, I think he's expecting to say, hey, I get this kill, then I'm only, then that's a round guarantee. I don't know if you can ever account for what Mason just did.
That is true.
That's not in any sort of playbook right there.
To be fair,
completely bailed him out.
I've seen that happen far too many times.
Yeah, it is CS2. Gotta be the king of the swing in this case. Mason certainly that. Just swung the doors wide open for that round. And just when you think there's a team that can take control of this map and of this series, you're just left with your jaw wide open.
Oh. Well, that's one of your secret lurkers down. Through the hell window goes a 50 cal into Sandman. Cryptic here with the AUG. Does Mason have another godlike swing in him? Oh, it's messy from Cryptic instead. It's not clean. But he only sees 1. That means Peeping with a chance on the MP9. He'll slink back in towards Mini. And he's going to play inside the smoke. As it fades, he's dead. All right, runs right into 2 players. It comes down to Momo here on the A site. I say that. Instead, it's a vent drop. And there's nothing to be said about this round. This is a save. Unless Junior has anything extra on this. That's one kill. Momo with a kit and a smoke. This kill is the round, though. And I think that will lock it up. This is going to be a save. Classy is still hunting the outside lurker. He'll find it. But there's just too little time. So, third round here for Vagrants. A kill that was looking like a guarantee here for Cryptic, but simply said, these last couple of months just hasn't been himself.
In that revival series, he was using the AUG every chance he could get and was looking pretty fantastic with it. That one just a complete miss right there onto Sandman. Had him down low. I think the scope in that duel almost did a disservice to him right there in that fight, and couldn't quite get the track on the name right. So I think, again, positionally, you're watching Nouns fight their way through in good positions, find 4v5s, you know, take map control. But missing out on closing out in some of these situations.
Ooh, Junior's looking for a line inside a Squeaky to Sandman. Oh, he peeks with the nade out, but no kill for Junior. And Junior's now stuck inside of the vents. What the saved AK of Classy is doing work, but Junior's just not a part of the round, man. It's either you stay or you go.
You can't make it.
And
there's just no chance to get up the vents.
Round's done.
And I think this has to be a save, yeah. Oh, Junior's sticking around here and towards Mini. Again, crucial that he doesn't lose this op. Nothing presenting itself here. Should be the turning point. Peeping without a lot to hold on to, maybe trying to find himself a gun as well. Flashbang on a Junior's location. Make it a double. Oh, he lands a tag on the Mason as a fadeaway.
He has a kid. He has a kid. He has a kid.
God.
He has time. He has time, and they're not going to be back here to stop the defuse. The ninja from peeping. Are you kidding me? There is no way.
Robbed. Stolen right underneath your nose. Peeping with the defuse. I was wondering why Junior was sticking around for so long. There's your answer.
Oh my god. The communication that there was a kit down on the site. Oh, it had to be so perfect. And
just as we drew up.
I mean, that was literally the mid-round strat. That's why Junior was sticking around in Mini.
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, he committed to the game plan, or at least tried to provide some support. And did a great job of keeping them far away from that bomb. That, you know, damage done makes you want to get as far away from that bomb as possible to survive. HE, damage done.
Onto players, not the smoke, though.
And there's... Okay, there's a rotation. Peeping actually does make a duck down the fence when he needs to.
No offense to Cryptic, but I think Peeping could have this on lockdown. First kill's clean. My God. Man. Peace out.
Yeah. Yeah, good luck with that, Mason. Third time's the charm. Third player takes the fight right there, and it's Peeping that rises to the occasion, but Sandman with the trade before Peeping can really establish a foothold. Classy has made his rotation down, but his teammates, his support, being limited right now. Bomb got planted while this was all going down. Managed to lock in the digits, and so far they've avoided any further fights. Cryptic walking in. Could be caught by the crosshair of Const. He can't win the duel. Classy is still stuck on the scene, able to surprise. Looking for more targets, but none of them presenting. Momo has made it late down the vents. Bomb past half tick. They're looking for another sneaky defuse as Seb sneaks his way into the back lines. Bomb planted for double doors. Seb with a couple of kills. Just leaves it up to Consti's shoulders. Swinging the door open, has to stick it. Gets the kill. Is there enough time though? Did he do enough by just getting him off the bomb here? Momo, in the final second again, they steal the round away back to back for Nouns.
Oh, and he gets the off in the last second as well. Everything going right here for Nouns. I mean, the first kill, swatting aside, Classy has patience as well, as everyone from Nouns activates on the retake. Despite some of the missed shots, the last millisecond defuse comes through from Momo. And just more heartbreak, round in and round out for Vagrants. They've got all the right setups. They've got the right timings down as well. That ramp lurk was solid. Got a lot done from Sandman, but Fate has other ideas. As the ramp hit coming through, and a quick 2-for-1, tons of damage as Brett tries to break through the door. Junior almost connects on the wall bang as well. As Cryptic is down here on the scene, Peeping just needs to not die here, and doing a great job to help set up Cryptic. It's 6-3.
Well put together right there. Security in this round, 6-3, not having to come down to any last second defuses or ninjas. Just clean conversions, good rotations from Junior. Capitalizing. Ooh, there we are. See what they can bring to the table. Off the back of this timeout coming through from Vagrants. It's not pretty. They've got the utility. They figured out ways to get into Secret. They've taken damage for it. I think they need to lean on that. But this time, I think the adjustments from Nouns, you know, having Peeping be the rotating player, that was the extra oomph that they needed. You know, Cryptic down there missing out on some shots. We see Junior roll down there as well with the op and get leveled out by Mason. But the one player that Mason couldn't take down as he's trying to path towards Secret and into the B-bomb site was Peeping. But even still, I think that space that they're getting, if you're able to survive like they do and get in towards that position, avoid the HEs, that's a difficult task for any team. So, again, leaning on that is definitely a good win condition for them.
Cryptic, my god, he just wants to fight. He's storming out in towards Reds. There's 4 T-side smokes outside at the moment. Peeping does need to be aware of the lurk possibility, and Mason has gotten himself into garage, caught by Peeping. And now the A site's stacked up. If this pop comes through, you'd have to think it's a train crash. And here you go. Momo back at the site, player top hut available. Peeping does just get caught, given away, and Seb and Brett get the triple entry onto a 4-man stacked up A site.
Bomb has been planted.
Just when you think nothing can surprise you in this matchup, Vagrants overcome the adversity. And I don't think they're going to make that same mistake twice here. No, not when you spot Junior right there. Sticking around. Wait a second, though. Not done just yet. Low HP. Classy needs to win this fight. He does. Just a single player left. Brett running into Hut to provide the security. Junior with a tech. Can't find the shot, though. Brett goes for the swing and will win the round. Vagrants will survive the scare.
I mean, I can't believe the round even worked like that. Vagrants, it wasn't even a strong top hit. There was no mollies. There was no fights ever being forced out of the CTs. The Ts had to charge into whatever crossfire existed, and it just worked. I mean, for Junior. All right, he's gonna make good on the redemption. As I was about to go mouthing off as I do about him. Delivers a great kill. Now in towards ramp, Classy on the off angle. MP9, it's optimal weapon for this angle. But eventually, he will get his one kill, and that's all is necessary. Man advantage maintained as Vagrants take ramp.
Gotta be careful with these advantages. The hook can't take them lightly, as we know. You just watched things get chaotic there. It's another A-side attempt. A little bit later down the line. This time it's less reinforcements for the CT side. This one, in theory, even easier to try and fight your way through. Just an off angle for Momo, that's all. Molly to flush him out here for Seb as well.
Oh boy. It missed. There's no Molly. But Momo does just get picked on the swing. And into the site we go. Consti gets another pick on a peeping. A man advantage getting vaporized as we speak. Up the vent. Junior gets plastered. And Vagrants. What was a 2 versus 4? A 3 versus 4. They just vaporize all their opponents.
You just snap them out of the round, man. These kills are instant. Doesn't matter if they're in the disadvantage. They fight their way through it. And now they're starting to do it on a consistent basis. That's got to be concerning for the Nouns camp. Putting themselves in good spots and then failing to close. Too much map control. Step in for Momo being a problem as well. And now it's slow money. You gotta survive on force buy. Try and close out this half.
A lot of damage
done with the scout. That's collateral, I
yeah,
believe,
that was a collat.
Forced out eventually, but that sets up Cryptic with a surprise. The flashes are too good, though. They are so diligent about the way they clear that out. And now the pieces start to tumble.
I mean, peeping, what can he do? The high impact player here for Nouns, the man who's capable, will step inside of the mini smoke and await his targets. It's about to fade. I'm wondering if he caught a barrel. I don't think he did. He does not know what lies inside a garage. He looks away and Consti appears on his screen. 2 versus 5. Yeah, you can't fumble this one. Momo inside a hut. They know he's the anchor. They'll go ahead and give him a little test anyways. Wow. And a headshot too. Vagrants fire up in the last 3 rounds of the half and secure a tie game. And get ready for some late night Counter-Strike, as it is 6-all here in the first round of ECL playoffs. And Vagrants string together 3 maniacal rounds in a row. I mean, if I was going to say anything, that's probably determines this whole game. This whole series has just been insane. Head scratchers, face palmers. My hands have been in the air a couple of these rounds too. It's been exciting Counter-Strike. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it's fun to start this off here. It's crazy how long this has remained true. Just the nature of these two teams clashing right now just seems to be oil and water. You don't want to mix them up. So far, we'll see the same old pistol rounds here. Junior this time with a P250 towards the outer yard. The rest of the roster trying to scale through, and great coverage from Momo to help out his team in taking that space. Gonna get onto the site now and have the man advantage here as well. One player stuck inside the fence, but bomb finally getting planted here now.
Oh, but Peeping almost gets picked on the retreat. Flashbang from Sandman will cost him a goosh and his teammate, and Brett can't make it up the vents. Now's looking good for yet another pistol. Junior not needed in this one though, as the A-side hit works out, and Peeping's mouse breaks again. Tough stuff.
Keeps breaking. I thought he charged it already, but I guess those things ran out of battery fast if you're only charging it for so long. Nicely done though from the side of Nouns. Great entries going through. Again, you know, Momo providing a little bit of protection for his team as they scale into that bomb site. Takes a lot of trust. Well placed though in the Nouns camp. Forced buy back in return for the Vagrant side. Again, I think a good decision at the game state that we're in right now when you're tied up 6-6. You got an Opera and Consti that seems to be pretty good in positioning. Having it up here for your first gunner and having the utility to back it up, if need be, your best option.
We are making bold assumptions here once again, Cole, because you never know what's going to happen in this game. But I think Peeping is a safe pair of hands. Will he clear this out properly? Oh, shadow advantage, obvious.
Well, that's maybe a good distraction to set up right there. To try and bait Peeping into the fight. His back turned. You can't win if your back's turned here, but Sandman winning a big duel right there. Falling into the fight, but Cryptic trades eventually. He takes so much damage for his troubles. It's
oh my god.
Resistance, but Brett flies up and is able to continue to fight here. Momo has made the move out of hut and is looking to save this round for his team. As Junior looks to cut off the lobby crunch, he does so onto one. A little bit of security with Peeping's position as well. Careful of the flank. He's careful of the consistent aggression here, and finally catches that timing onto Consti. Last player stuck down the vents and will not be able to make it up here as Peeping sends him down once more.
I mean, Peeping playing that whole round very smart. This almost got out of hand. Sandman nearly doubles up. But enough was enough. Eco round coming up next. Sandman with his 2 kills though off the MP9. Feels pretty to go ahead and buy another one.
These things pay for themselves.
The money machine. Oh, that nade.
Money
tough
glitch.
stuff.
Red call with his pants down right there. Gonna be taken care of pretty swiftly. Sandman saying I'm gonna run it back though. Get a little bit of aggression going in towards the lobby this time though. No resistance. Gee, Matt said flying up into a T roof. Placia's got coverage of this. It's a very passive way to lurk a lobby, but effective in this situation here. And Cryptic burns down Consti towards the outer yard. So far no concerns for this T side. They are systematically flushing Vagrants out of this round.
Mason? I see why he wanted to go T-Roof now. Seb will not be winning this duel. Or maybe, I mean, Cryptic doesn't commit to the fight. It is an armorless USP. Okay, and Everything is A-okay. It is 9-6 here for now. Roaring T-side start. Vagrants with their first gun round. Time to plant the flag.
Sure up your position on this CT side. Get off to a good start. Could be all the difference.
It's like a little water gun. Doesn't have the range. It's like a very
Pea shooter.
very sad water gun.
Got a clog. Not enough water pressure.
Yeah, they didn't load that Zeus properly. Okay, Constantly nearly picked. And Peeping's just gonna say, all right, well, I know I have a major timing. And Mason will make his way down the vents. Oh, Peeping on this angle. Okay. Mason will not commit to anything. And Peeping's got the lower rotate on lock. He's gonna go for the swing. Oh, he wants that fight. And I think he's a good enough individual to take it. The Molly's going to force Mason back. In the meantime, they're setting up top hit utility. Sandman's going to get mollied off of Hunt, you'd have to think, or not. Instead, well, he'll jump down right in front of Squeaky and get obliterated. Consti can't really do anything here from heaven. And Mason getting picked down on the low site. Essentially spells the end of this round. Brett pre-programmed to dodge all smoke spam. And a 3v5, that will be a save. Nouns advance to double digits.
Scary position for Vagrants to be in. Well, Sub's got to move. They don't have a kit to try and sneak the defuse like opposition did. Now it feels like Sub could be a little trapped. In fact, both of these players committing to fights that they can't afford to lose. Oh God, Seb. Yeah, he was. You can't stay in heaven. He just committed a little too long. Left a little bit too boxed in right there.
He was going for
that's a rifle.
The ninja defuse minus the defuse.
He was just trying to be sneaky. I feel like you can't sneak away from the bomb though. That thing's got
don't scare the bomb.
vision.
It might explode. Hush around it, guys. See, that's why you put a smoke on the bomb when you defuse it, because it makes it feel...
It calms it down. It's like a bee's nest.
Yes, exactly. You know, if you can't see who's defusing it, everything's okay. Nothing to be afraid of, little bomb.
Doesn't know who to sting. There you go. Who gets stung there is Seb. There's just not a lot of money here, and there's not a lot of runway left on this CT side for Vagrants. Very little room for error to go for a half buy around the A1S that was held on to.
Oh my God!
Wow.
That was
Wow.
on top garage, and hold on.
No.
Peeping, switch to your AK. Yeah, he's got 29 bullets in the magazine.
Jeez.
This guy.
Do you want to do this again to Classy? He was ready for it last time. Whoa. We're going forward instead of hanging back right now. Great flashbang on a Consti. Yeah, you can take your time with that one. Don't sweat. Classy does handle Mason, again, with that aggression that rolls through. He's been playing lobby so passive, but it's been working. They've been pushing into his crosshair on these anti-ecos.
Cryptic didn't register the head through the grates at the very top of the screen. I mean, I probably wouldn't either. 2 versus 5.
Hope for a little blimp on the radar right there. That's about all you can hope for.
I don't even think the... Oh, and Cryptic gets caught. Is Seb gonna drop down for the rifle? Oh, the MP9 at that range is not my weapon of choice. Seb gets the AK. You need to have a life round with it. And he will sacrifice himself to Nouns. Or will he? I mean, he's not getting out of this no matter what. So he goes forward right into Momo. And that makes 11-6. And Vagrants are running out of runway to take off on this defense.
Nouns are holding it together so effective right now. Their defaults are putting pressure. Peeping is, scaling effectively. He's fighting towards his outer yard so well. Classy is holding off if they aggressing towards lobby effectively. There's just no missing pieces, and this time you can't even afford to hold off against him. He's taking the fight to you. Not a single point of damage taken for the two.
Oh, Classia is still moving. Oh my god, he gets the third. Classia, this is what we're talking about. This is the kid prodigy that we once knew and loved. 4K on entry. No one with any chance. Junior with the finisher.
Oh.
Vagrants, I welcome you to the lower bracket.
Oh, man. We painted a pretty picture for Vagrant's Cinderella run here in this season of ECL playoffs. That story looking to come to a quick end now at the hands of Nouns, looking to send them into the lower bracket, a deadly lower bracket as well. And that is the gut punch that they needed. Nouns have not taken a break on this T side. Classia airlifts them to series point. Puts his team on his shoulders for that round. And Nouns are standing tall. Perfect opportunity to close 4 MP9s and it's already falling to pieces. It's over. Classia, Cryptic Momo, peeping, looking to get the whole team involved here for 13. And just constantly left walking. No idea of what's next here. Turning the corner right into Momo's crosshair will put a wraps on this round and series here. Nouns going to be moving forward here, sending Vagrants into the lower bracket.
I mean, the monster couple of last